So wonderful to share the stories that we've heard, and I will conclude by telling a short story myself. This is the tale called The Bone Man, and it's my interpretation of a Modoc Indian folktale. The Modoc people live in the northwest part of what is now the United States, and this is my telling of the story, The Bone Man. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Nolwe. Nolwe was Modoc. He was about 12, 13 years old, and he lived by himself with his grandmother. Now, once, Nolwe and his grandmother had been part of a big village, a large village, a Modoc Indian village. But that village had been destroyed when Nolwe was just a baby. It had been attacked by a demon known as the Bone Man. Nolwe's father was a strong leader of his people, had challenged the Bone Man and attempted to kill him, but to no avail. The entire people had been wiped out except for Nolwe and his grandmother. Well, the Bone Man had left. It seems that he had missed Nolwe and missed the grandmother, didn't know they were there, didn't know they were left over. And years had passed, and Nolwe had grown up. Now he was 12, 13 years old. His grandmother was an old woman. But they lived happily in this area where their village had once been, where their people had once lived. And there was no sign of the Bone Man there. He had gone. The years had passed and things were all right. Well, as he did every day, at a time of year, right around the same time that we are here, I guess, Nolwe got up and he went out in the morning to look for berries and fruits and nuts to take back to his home where he lived with his grandmother. He was walking with his basket in his hands, picking the berries, picking the fruit, picking the nuts, gathering the nuts. When he looked and he noticed that there seemed to be some movement among the trees and the bushes in the forest, and he heard leaves and twigs breaking, and he could tell something big was coming his way. He thought it might be a bear, but it was no bear. He heard the steps, boom, 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 and he saw true trees part, and there before him, standing 12 feet tall, was none other than the Bone Man. The Bone Man said, "I see you, you little boy. Well, 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 I know who you are. You're the son of that man I killed. What are you doing here in the forest all by yourself?" Nolwe said, "Sir, I'm just here gathering food for myself and for my grandmother." I see. That's the food in your basket, right? Can I have some?" "No, sir, no, I can't give it to you. This is for my grandmother and me. We need this food to eat, to live." "Well, this forest is mine. I think I'll take what belongs to me." He snatched the basket out of Nolwe's hand. He ate all the fruit and all the berries and all the nuts, and he threw down the basket and said, "Why don't you take that basket to your grandmother?" Well, the boy grabbed the basket, Nolwe grabbed the basket, and he ran back home. When he got back home, his grandmother said, "Nolwe, I've been waiting for you. What do you have? Well, what did you bring from the forest?" He said, "Grandmother, I have nothing to bring." "What's wrong? What happened out there?" "I don't want to talk about it, Grandmama. I don't want to talk about it." And he left his grandmother, went off to be by himself. Well, the next day, Noe got up like he always did, and he knew he had to go out and get food, get nuts and berries, fruit to eat for his grandmother, for himself. He took his basket, and he went out to the forest, and he began to gather, and it was a bright day, it was a shining day, there were birds, it was a beautiful day. And the day went on and went on, and he thought, oh, I'm so glad that what happened yesterday is not going to happen today. But just as that thought entered his mind, he heard a rustling through the leaves and the branches of the forest, and he heard the steps coming. 2 trees parted, and there before him was the Bone Man. The Bone Man said, oh, it's you again, little boy. Here you are. Here I am. You're back in my forest. What are you doing here? Sir, I'm just gathering food for my grandmother and myself. That's all I'm doing. Yes, well, this forest is mine. I bet you wish I'd go, don't you? I bet you wish that I wasn't here. Make your life a lot simpler, wouldn't it? But I am here. What are you going to do, Noe? Yeah, I know your name. I know all about you. I know about your father, know about your grandmother, know about all the people who were here. I know how you escaped and you hid. I know all about that. Now I'm here, and you're here in my forest. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You think you're a big man, don't you? Oh, yes, you're not a little baby anymore. No, you're growing up. You're growing up, kid. And here I am. I'm the demon who killed your father. What are you going to do about it? You know? No. I know. Look. Here I am. I'm the demon who killed your dad. You've got your bow and arrow right there with you. Why don't you put one in my heart? Right here. You put one in my heart, I'll be dead, right? Come on, kid. Do it! So we looked up, and he had his bow and his arrow. I can't. Well, I know you can't. I'm going to give you one shot, though. Do it. One shot. One shot. What a freebie. It's on me. I'm right here. But you're a coward. Just like your father. And you can't seize the day. You can't do what you know you have to do. And that basket there, give it to me. He took the basket. He ate all the fruit and all the berries and all the nuts, and he threw down the basket. He said, get out of here. Well, we took the basket, and he ran back to his home. He looked at his mother, his grandmother. His grandmother said, no, you haven't brought anything. This is the second day, no, what's going on? No, what's happening? I don't want to talk about it. Well, the next day came. There had been no food in Noe's house for 2 days. Noe dumped down to the river, thinking maybe he could catch some fish. No luck. Noe went over to a field, thinking maybe he could hunt some animals. No luck. The only place that time of year where you could get food was in the forest. And there had been 2 days with no new food to eat. The little bit of food that was back at the house was running down. He had to get something for him and his grandmother to eat. So trembling and nervous, he went into the forest. And he thought, maybe today I'll be all right. He was very quiet. He gathered up nuts, he gathered berries, he gathered fruit, and he did so in such a quiet way, you could have heard a pin drop. It was as if he wasn't there. It was as if he were invisible. He thought, I'm all right. My basket's almost full, just a little bit more, and I can go. And he turned around, and he heard trees parted, and there was the Bone Man. Oh, look who's here! It's you again. Don't you listen? Or are you stupid? Oh, you're just like your old man. You're worthless! You're worthless! Come on. One shot. I'm bearing my heart to you. One shot. One shot. And you kill me. And I'm gone. What's wrong? What's wrong, Noe? One shot. I gave your old man one shot, and he's choked too. What do you got in that basket, kid? You got stuff from my forest, don't you? And I've told you, this place is my place. Give it to me. He took the basket and he ate everything and he threw it down. Get out of here. Noe took the basket and he ran back to his home. His grandmother looked at him and said, Noe, there's nothing to eat. There's nothing left in the house. Did you bring back anything? Noe, what's happening? What's going on out in that forest? What's happening to you? I don't want to talk about it, Grandmama. I don't want to talk about it. I know what's going on. I know what's happening. When you go out in the forest, you're seeing somebody, aren't you? You're seeing somebody there. He's tall. He's about 12 feet tall. Is that right? Yes, Grandmama. How do you know? Noe, that's the Bone Man. He was gone for years. We escaped him. You and I escaped him when the village was destroyed, when your father died trying to defend us and trying to defend the other villages. But he's coming back. He knows you're here. He can sense it. He knows you're not a baby anymore. He's coming back for you. He's coming back for us. Oh, Grandmama, we gotta go. What are we gonna do? We have to leave. No, we can't leave. No, there's nowhere to go. Anywhere we go, he's gonna find us. He's coming back now because you're growing up, because you're not a boy anymore. He knows that if he waits too much longer, you will be able to kill him. No, I don't know what's going on out there, but I want you to know that whatever's happening out there, the reason the Bone Man has come is that he fears you. He's afraid of you. That's why he's doing what he's doing. He knows that you have everything you need to kill him. But how, Grandma? How can I kill the Bone Man? I don't know, Noe, but I want to tell you one thing. The Bone Man is a deceiver. He is a liar. He is the father of all lies. Noe, you have to go out tomorrow. You have to face the Bone Man. Noe trembled. I can't, Grandmama, I can't. Noe, it's your destiny. You have to face the Bone Man. Noe slept that night. He laid himself out. He stretched and laid himself out on his bed. But he couldn't sleep. He kept envisioning the Bone Man, envisioning the encounter he would have. He saw the Bone Man spread out with his arms, saying, "One shot, kid, one shot, one shot, kid, one shot." And he imagined himself pulling an arrow, aiming it, and firing right into his heart. But every time in his dream that he shot the arrow somehow would miss. And he thought and he thought and he thought. And he thought, what am I going to do? And then in his dream, his father came to him. He said, How are you, Noe? How are you, my boy? Father, oh Father, I wish you were here to help me. I am here to help you. Oh Father, I have to face the bone man tomorrow, please. What am I going to do? Noe, you already know everything you need to know. You already know it. The bone man has already shown you. The bone man has already shown me? Yes, you already have what you need to slay him. I don't understand, Father. Think. Just think. You already know what you need. And at that, the dream ended. His father disappeared. Noe stood there in the dark of his room, staring up at the ceiling. And he said, My God, he's right. I do know everything I need to know. I know what to do. The next morning, Noe went with his basket and his bow and arrow, and he walked into the forest. He didn't hide. He didn't disappear. He made as much noise as he needed to make to gather whatever berries or fruits and nuts he needed to gather. And he just stood in a clearing. Put his basket down. He held his arrow and his bow, and he waited. Time passed. He waited a little longer. Time passed. He waited a little longer. Everything in the forest was very still. There were no birds singing. There was no breeze blowing. It was as if everything had just come to a standstill. And he heard the steps. 2 trees parted. And there was the bone man. Noe, my friend, you've come back. Oh, Noe, you can run, but you can't hide. Not from me. I'm back. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about your problem? Because you have quite a problem. I'm your problem. Well, I'm your problem, you're my problem, but I know what I'm going to do about my problem. I know what I'm going to do to you. But I just want you to know, before I do it, that it's nothing compared to what I'm going to do to your grandmother. Now, Noe, remember what I said? Remember, I'm a fair man. I'm a fair man. You're just a little kid, really. I'm going to give you a chance. 1 shot to the heart, kid. 1 shot to the heart. And that's it. Your problem solved. 1 shot, boy. You man enough to take it? Noe drew his arrow, his bow. He pulled back the arrow, and he let it fly. The arrow traversed the air, and it landed right in the bone man's. How did you know? How did you know my heart was in my hand? You hid your hand from me every time you stole my basket. The bone man was rendered into dust. Noe took his basket back home to his grandmother, and he told her what had happened. And when he told her what had happened, They went back to the same scene to find the cadaver of the bone man. But there was no cadaver. There was no dust. There was no trace that the bone man had ever been there. And Noe looked at his grandmother. "What is this?" And she said, "The bone man has been slain, but only for now. He's reconstituted himself, and he will come back. It is in his nature. You've got him on the run, you've given him a good scare, but you'll see him again. He won't have his heart in his hand. But remember, you're a man now, and you'll be prepared." And that is the story of the bone man.